Alright, in this video I'll give you the top 10 mistakes that I've made in my life. I'm 47 years old. I'm pretty sure all of us look back on our life and even though people say, oh, I have no regrets, I'm pretty sure all of us deep down have at least one. I have around 10 which I've thought about. Some are very serious, some are a little serious, some are just silly, but these are my top 10. And also let me know what are your top 10 regrets or mistakes that you have made. I would definitely be reading them. So in no particular order, let me give you. The first one that I did is I invested way too much money into books, CDs, DVDs, MP3s, educational material, courses, way too many than I can complete. You see these shelves? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 here. I think there is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think 11. There were 8, I think I had 18 shelves before and now I have 11. And I'll tell you, I've spent close to, I don't know, $500,000 US. Not an exaggeration. And the funny thing is, I think I've completed only less than, 10% of them. And if you're talking of educational stuff, less than even 5%. I know I was more like a junkie. I just felt, because those days there were no podcasts, there were no MP3s, there was no live this thing. So, Encyclopedia Britannica, we had only access to that kind of knowledge. And because my parents never allowed me to read books or have reference material, in my insecurity, I purchased so many that it literally, the biggest drawback is whenever I travel, I have to spend a fortune more than traveling itself. I have to spend on packaging, just packaging the books, then customs and everything else. It's a nightmare. And today, most of the stuff that I paid so big money is outdated. Like how to use Twitter, how to use Photoshop, how to do digital marketing, social media basics, internet basics. I used to think people who write books would give knowledge. Most of it now, when I check, it's pseudoscience. So I have wasted too much money, too much. In fact, to give you an idea, the amount of money that I've spent, I could have literally built a house, a simple basic house with land, and I could have owned it. So that's one of the biggest mistakes I made. The second one is my use of steroids in bodybuilding. When I started off at the age of 16, I was around 50 kilos. Those were the days of Arnold, Rambo, Sylvester Stallone, Hulk Hogan, wrestlers. So, and yes, girls and muscles. So I went into that. The amount of time that I've spent is an average of 3 hours a day. Sometimes it used to be 6. I know there was nobody to train me. And the amount of money that I spent on steroids and supplements, you could say on an average, it started off at $100 a month, went up to $500 a month, went to $2,000 a month. Not an exaggeration. That is the amount I used to spend. Once again, if I'd saved all that money, I think I could have purchased a house. And because I did it for, I think, nearly 20 years, man. On top of that, I damaged my lower back, my knees. I damaged my internal organs. I had hemorrhoids. I had put on weight, 125 kilos. You saw my photograph. I had to undergo surgery, health issues. I had spots of cancer cells. I really messed up my entire life with steroids and bodybuilding. That is why I tell a lot of people, don't take steroids. Short-term gains, amazing. Long-term, permanent damage. And bodybuilding, the amount of time, effort, money, creativity I spent into it, I could have made a career. I could have gotten a PhD. Okay. So the second one is bodybuilding, showing off, girls and all that. Number 3 is wasting time experimenting with stuff. And mostly I spend it on getting attention on girls. Time is a precious resource I cannot get. I'm 47, going to be 50. I'll never get those years back. I wasted so much of it because there was nobody to guide me. Just to meet one girl those days when I was in like 16, 17 years, I would literally travel almost 200 kilometers just to spend a few minutes with a girl, just to talk to her, hold her hand and come back. So that was the kind of person that I am. So the time wasted, which could have been spent on education, learning, training, mentoring, being mentored, or developing one single skill, I'll never get it back. And time is the most valuable resource. Spend millions to save time. I'm telling you, you'll never regret it. That is why when you mentor someone, when I mentor someone, I shave off 10 to 20 years of their life where they would make mistakes. That is why internet, you can get all the information, but if you get someone who can give you through their experience, it saves you the most precious resource, time. And you'll realize this only when you get old. Number 4 is, this one, if I could go back in time, this is the first thing I would do is get myself a world-class mentor. If you see Olympic champions, even the people who qualify for the finals, boxing, whether it's MMA, whether it's sports, whether it's chess, whether it's music, whether it's anything, if you have a world-class mentor and you dedicate your life from the age of 3 or 4, by the time you become 15 or 20, you're already at the top of your game. You're the top 1% of the 1%. And you will have the world knocking at your doorstep. Today, I have people who pay me 37 US dollars an hour. I know people who get paid $15,000, 30 minutes. I even know there is one guy who I didn't have the money to pay him, $50,000 per booking. And if you think I'm exaggerating, Tony Robbins charges 1 million US dollars if you have to book one whole day with him. And he can charge up to 10 million US dollars if you want him to be your coach and guide for, business or whatever. Donald Trump, 1 million US dollars if you have to give a speech. So there are people who get so much of money Donald Trump sitting in his office to give a speech in Dubai, sitting in his office, got paid 1 million US dollars. So just imagine that kind of money is out there. So if you get a mentor, he can shape your life. Please get yourself a mentor. If not me, get somebody else who's world class. Number 5, you can see all these tattoos are different designs. Some of the designs are terrible, to be very honest with you. When I look at it, it's like, why the fuck did I get it? If I would get color, if I'd get a theme, I'd be so happy. One side of my head is something else, other side. But thankfully, my face came out the way exactly that I like it. On my thigh, I'm not too happy with the design. So if I would get a colored theme and I would pay even 4 or 5 times the money, I'd be so very happy. The tattoo, I didn't have a design theme. I didn't have someone to guide me. I just said, just tattoo. Seriously, I should have just tattoo anything. So that was another stupid thing. Luckily for my body, I have a horror theme, which has saved me over there. I'm very happy. It looks ugly, but it's a horror theme. Number 6 is the regret or the mistake I made is I didn't migrate to a foreign country that gives me citizenship, which is one of my biggest regrets because my brother, half-brother, step-brother is Canadian. All my cousins, Canadians, some are Australians, some have moved to Europe, Denmark. One or two have moved to US. They all have citizenship, except me. But then again, the only saving grace is I'm living in a country which I can afford, earning in dollars, spending in baht. So I'm living a decent life, doing what I'm passionate about, that is YouTube. And I don't have to worry about, will I be able to pay my bills? So that's the only saving grace. And yes, if I was abroad, I would have to spend in dollars, I'd have to earn in dollars, and I'd be taxed like nearly 35 to 55%, which is crazy. So there you could say not so much of a painful regret. Number 7 is I listened to the wrong people for advice. Like I listened to my parents, I listened to my relatives, I listened to my useless friends and people I thought could guide me. And I made a lot of mistakes, lots. And citizenship was one of them. I would have got it had it not been for my mother. She convinced me to come back from Dublin, Ireland. Others by now I would have had an Irish passport, which may have had a better impact on my life. So my parents, absolutely worthless pieces of shit who, as it is, they are bankrupt and their life is useless. And they gave all the wrong advice, including relatives, priests, the South Indians that are surrounded with, including my teachers and everyone else. So bad advice from the wrong people. Number 8 is regret, mistake. I didn't learn how to invest. I didn't learn about the stock market. I didn't learn about investing in houses, properties, which today is a regret. And I know it's never too late, but I don't have the interest and passion now. Had I developed this habit from a young age, savings and investing, I think I'd be far more better. People have invested in something worthwhile for 20 years plus. Imagine if you had done it with Apple or Nvidia today you'd be a multimillionaire. Yeah, but then again, what to do? Number 9 is languages. Apart from English, I don't know anything else. Konkani, I was born in a Mangalorean family. I don't know Mangalorean. Konkani, I used to speak about it. It has been 25 years, not spoken. Hindi, I have a very fragmented, comedic way of speaking in Hindi. You'll laugh if I speak in Hindi, but it's bearable. You could just say bearable. Urdu is same like Hindi. My real father, my actual father is Keralite. I know only bad words. My wife speaks Thai. My daughter speaks fluent Thai. English is learning from me. So the only language I know is English, and that also I'm not the best at it. I could say I'm average. So that's another regret. Had I known multiplicity of languages, it would have helped me a lot. Especially being in Dubai all these years, I still don't know Arabic. Very big bad regret, because the Egyptian teachers who used to teach us, you bribe them little money per month, they'll just give you a pass mark. So I never had the incentive to learn. Had I known multiple languages, I think I'd have made a lot more money, more successful. Languages is always good. And last but not the least, a sport like triathlon or long distance running. I wish I had taken professional coaching and learned that from a young age. I think that would have helped my health much more, much more, and give me accolades, contacts, connections, especially triathlon. It's a rich man sport. I think I'd be far more happier doing that. And if you do learn golf, it's a rich man sport. You will know whom to rub shoulders with. And I know a lot of people who came from very poor backgrounds in India, but who thought themselves golf, and today they are rubbing shoulders with the creme de la creme. So, yeah. So if I were to summarize the 10 mistakes or regrets that I have, one is too much money on educational stuff, and it's just being stored here in the physical. Digital realm is much better. Second is steroids and bodybuilding. Destroyed my life, damaged a lot on my physical part of my body. Number 3 is wasted a lot of time. Time is a valuable resource, never get it back. Number 4 is not getting a mentor early on in my life. Number 5 is not having a themed tattoo design. Number 6 is I didn't migrate to a foreign country. Number 7 is I listened to my parents and useless people for advice. Number 8 is I didn't learn how to invest or save money at a young age. Number 9 is languages, which is always good because it unites people. And number 10 is I didn't learn a worthwhile sport like triathlon at a very early age. If you want one bonus, it is I'm a school/high school/early college dropout. Had I a PhD, I think it would have done wonders for my life, because even if we make fun of education, academic education has its place in our society. So these are the 10 regrets. Let me know what are yours. Love to hear from you, and give me your thoughts and comments down below. Having said that, this is me signing off. You guys take care.